If there's one thing you need to understand about men, it's this. We don't value what comes too easily. It's not that we don't appreciate effort, but deep down, we are wired to chase, to earn, to feel like we had to work for something to fully appreciate it. Think about the last time you really wanted something. Maybe it was a limited edition handbag, a sold-out concert ticket, or even a promotion at work. The fact that it wasn't easily available made it more desirable to you. That's the scarcity effect in action. It's a psychological principle that explains why we tend to value things that feel limited, rare, or slightly out of reach. And just like it works in marketing and luxury branding, it works in dating too. Number 1. Men are hardwired to chase what feels scarce. A lot of women make the mistake of thinking that showing a man consistent effort is the best way to keep his attention. They text first, they always say yes to plans, they go out of their way to be accommodating, and in their minds, they believe if I show him how much I care, he'll appreciate me and never leave. But that's not how attraction works. When a man knows he has unlimited access to you, something changes in his mind. The urgency fades, the excitement diminishes, the feeling of I need to win her over disappears. That's why the moment you start pulling back, his perception shifts. He starts noticing your absence more than he ever noticed your presence. He starts wondering what you're doing instead of assuming you're always available. And that curiosity, that's what pulls him in. It's not about playing games or manipulating him. It's about giving him the space to feel your value. When you're always there, he doesn't have to think about what life is like without you. But the moment you stop putting in all the effort, he starts to realize how much he actually wants you around. Number 2. Over-availability kills attraction. Most women don't realize when they're making themselves too available. They think they're just being kind, showing love, and proving that they care. But there's a difference between being interested and being too accessible. When you drop everything for a man, when you answer every text immediately, when you say yes to plans even when they're inconvenient for you, you're sending the wrong message. Not that you're kind, not that you're caring, but that you're too easy to get. And men, whether they realize it or not, are wired to pursue. When something feels like it's always there, ready and waiting, it's human nature to take it for granted. It's not that men consciously decide to lose interest. It just happens when they don't have to put in effort. Pulling away isn't about creating false scarcity. It's about respecting your time and energy. When you stop initiating all the conversations, stop canceling your plans for him, and stop being overly accommodating, you're not punishing him. You're reminding him of your value. And suddenly, that value starts increasing in his eyes. Number 3. Men only value what they feel they can lose. Here's something most women don't want to hear. A man won't fully value you until he feels like he might lose you. It's a tough truth, but it's a reality. A man might enjoy your company, he might even like you a lot, but until he feels like you're not just guaranteed to always be there, he won't fully step up. That's why so many women feel unappreciated after putting in so much effort. They think that by constantly showing up, being reliable, and always making things easy for him, he'll suddenly wake up one day and say, "Wow, she's amazing. I need to make sure I don't lose her." But that's not how the male mind works. The moment he starts feeling a shift in your energy, when he realizes your world doesn't revolve around him, he starts valuing you differently. It could be as simple as not always being the first to text, or deciding to focus on your own plans instead of waiting for his. It's about showing through your actions that you are a woman who isn't afraid to walk away if she's not being valued. And that is powerful, because men do not chase certainty. They chase what feels slightly out of reach. Number 4. Pulling away correctly. The difference between playing games and setting a standard. Now let's be clear. Pulling away isn't about acting cold or manipulative. It's not about making him jealous on purpose, ignoring him to make him panic, or pretending you're busy when you're not. That's childish. And that's not how a high-value woman operates. Pulling away the right way is about self-respect. It means that when you see a man becoming inconsistent, you don't chase after him. You don't ask, "Why haven't you been texting me back?" or try to force his attention. You simply step back and let him show you where he stands. It means that when he starts pulling away, instead of panicking, you redirect your energy to your own life. You go out with friends, focus on your goals, hit the gym, do the things that make you feel happy and fulfilled. And here's what happens next. He notices. He starts to realize that something feels different. He starts to feel like he's losing the priority spot in your life. And when that happens, if he truly cares, he will step up. Because a man who is genuinely interested in you will not risk losing you. Number 5. Distance creates emotional investment. Most women believe that the best way to build a strong emotional connection with a man is by spending more time with him, being constantly available, and making sure that he knows how much they care. It's a natural instinct when you like someone, that is. You want to be around them, talk to them, and show them that you're interested. But here's the reality. Men don't fall for a woman just because she's always there. They fall for a woman who makes them feel something. And that feeling isn't created by consistency alone. It's created by contrast, by a sense of longing and anticipation. Think about it. What makes a vacation feel special? It's the fact that it's not an everyday experience. It's limited, it's rare, and because of that, you appreciate every moment of it. If you were on vacation all year long, well, it wouldn't feel like a vacation. It would feel normal. This same principle applies to dating. When a woman is too emotionally available, when she's always reaching out, always texting first, always trying to keep the conversation going, the dynamic shifts. The man never has the space to miss her, to wonder about her, to feel that pull of longing. But when she pulls back, when she stops overgiving and allows some distance, something changes in his mind. Suddenly, he starts noticing her absence. He starts questioning why she isn't texting as much, why she seems less available, and what she might be doing instead. And that's when he starts investing more emotionally. Because men don't value what's always there. They value what feels slightly out of reach. Number 6. Men only chase what feels like a challenge. One of the biggest mistakes women make is making things too easy for a man. They meet someone they like, and before they even know it, he's the right guy. They start giving him girlfriend treatment. They make themselves available at all hours, they initiate all the plans, and they accommodate his schedule. And they show up in his life like a woman who's already committed, even when he hasn't earned that level of effort. But here's the truth. Men don't chase what they already have. From an evolutionary perspective, men are wired to pursue. They are hunters, competitors, risk takers, and if something feels too easy, their brain registers it as less valuable. That's why men obsess over the women who are a bit of a challenge, not because they enjoy the struggle, but because it forces them to invest energy into winning her over. Think about the woman who men can't seem to get over. It's never the one who is too available. It's the one who made him work for her attention, who kept him intrigued, who never handed herself over completely without seeing his effort first. A woman who has standards, who isn't immediately won over, who gives him just enough but not too much, well, that's the woman who keeps him hooked. Because if a man never has to put in effort, he won't feel like he's working for anything. And if he's not working for it, he won't truly appreciate it. So, instead of constantly proving your worth to a man, give him the space to prove himself to you. Let him take the lead sometimes. Let him feel like he has to put in effort to win your attention. When a man feels like he's earning your time and affection, he values you more. And when he values you more, he wants you more. Number 7. A woman who prioritizes herself becomes his priority. There's something magnetic about a woman who is deeply fulfilled on her own. When a woman's life is full, when she has goals, passions, friendships, and hobbies that excite her, she radiates a kind of confidence that is irresistible to men. Men are drawn to women who don't need them. Not in a cold, distant way, but in a way that shows that her happiness doesn't depend on whether or not he's giving her attention. Too many women make the mistake of revolving their world around a man. They drop their plans the second he texts. They rearrange their schedules just to fit his. They put everything on hold just because he's available. And at first, He might appreciate the attention. He might even enjoy the validation. But over time, something shifts. He stops seeing her as a woman he has to pursue and starts seeing her as a woman who is just there. Contrast that with a woman who prioritizes herself. She doesn't drop everything just because he called. She doesn't sit by her phone waiting for a text. She doesn't make herself too available. Instead, she keeps living her life. And men, well, they notice this. They start feeling like they have to work for her attention. They start realizing that they can't take her for granted because she's not just sitting around waiting for them. And that's when the scarcity effect kicks in. A man will always prioritize a woman who he feels isn't guaranteed to be there forever. Number 8. Pulling away shows you his true intentions. If you ever want to know where a man really stands with you, stop putting in all the effort and see what happens. Most women are afraid to pull away because they think, what if he loses interest? What if he never reaches out? But here's the thing, a man who truly wants you will not let you slip away. If you stop texting first, if you stop initiating plans, and if you stop making all the effort and he completely disappears, then he was never as interested as you thought. And that's painful, but it's also powerful. Because when you pull away, when you stop chasing, when you let go of the fear of losing him, well, you see his true colors. A man who cares will notice the shift. He'll step up, he'll put in effort, and he'll make it clear that he wants you in his life. A man who is just enjoying the convenience of your attention will let you go without a second thought. And honestly, that's a blessing, because the last thing you want is to waste time on a man who was only there because you were doing all the work. Pulling away isn't about playing games. It's about letting things unfold naturally and seeing if he's actually willing to pursue you without having to force it. And when you master this, well, you'll never have to wonder where you stand with a man because his actions will make it crystal clear. Number 9. Pulling away makes him reflect on his feelings. Most men don't sit around analyzing their emotions the way women do. They're not constantly asking themselves, do I like her? Do I miss her? Where is this going? Instead, men process their feelings through absence. When a man is constantly interacting with you, when he always has access to you, there's no need for him to stop and reflect on how much he actually values you. You're there, so he doesn't have to think about it. But when you pull back, when you stop initiating, stop texting as much, and stop making yourself overly available, it forces him to face his own emotions. Suddenly, he has to ask himself, do I miss her? Why am I thinking about her more? Or is she slipping away? And that's when he starts realizing how much he actually cares. Most women never give men this space to reflect. They're too busy checking in, trying to keep the momentum going, trying to make sure the connection doesn't fade. But the truth is, if a man only feels connected to you because you're always the one keeping things alive, then the connection was never real to begin with. A man should feel your absence, and when he does, when he starts thinking about you, even when you're not around, that's when his feelings deepen. Number 10. Men respect women who aren't afraid to walk away. Here's something that instantly separates high-value women from the rest. She is never afraid to walk away. Most women, when they feel a man pulling away, do everything in their power to fix it. They ask him what's wrong, they over-communicate, and they try to prove their worth, thinking if they just explain their feelings well enough, he'll understand and come back stronger. But a high-value woman, she does the opposite. When a man starts pulling away, she doesn't panic. She doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't chase. She simply lets him go, because she knows that a man who is truly interested will not risk losing her. And this is where respect comes in. Men don't respect women who tolerate bare minimum effort. They respect women who demand more, not through words, but through actions. A woman who walks away from inconsistency, mixed signals, or half-hearted effort instantly earns a man's respect. Because suddenly, she's different. She's not like the other women who stick around hoping for a change. She's showing through her actions that she values herself more than she values the idea of being with him. And nothing makes a man reevaluate his own actions faster than the fear of losing a woman who he respects. Number 11. Pulling away puts you in control of the relationship. Most women have this belief that men are in control of how a relationship unfolds, that it's up to the men to decide when things move forward, when commitment happens, when feelings deepen. But here's the truth. The person who is the least afraid to walk away holds all the power. When you're always the one initiating, checking in, and trying to keep things on track, you're putting all the power in his hands. You're essentially saying, I need your validation to feel secure in this relationship. But when you pull away, when you shift your focus back onto yourself, when you stop overgiving, when you let go of the fear of losing him, you take back control. Suddenly, he's the one wondering where things stand. He's the one thinking about what he needs to do to keep you. Here's the best part. A man who truly wants you will always step up. But a man who never really was serious, well, he'll fade away. Instead of wasting months or even years trying to convince him to be the man you deserve, you'll have your answer within weeks. Pulling away isn't just about making a man chase. It's about putting yourself in a position where you never have to chase again. Because the right man, he won't let you walk away. Here's the thing. When you understand the scarcity effect, you'll never have to chase a man again. You'll never have to wonder where you stand because a man who truly values you will always make sure you know it. Pulling away isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate him. It's about respecting yourself enough to let him step up or step aside. And the best part? The moment you stop chasing, stop overgiving, and start focusing on yourself, the right men will naturally gravitate towards you. So if you found this video helpful, please make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I want to hear about which point resonated with you the most. And if you're in a situation where you're unsure if a man is really interested, let me know in the comments and I might cover it in a future video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.